Good afternoon, everybody. I am so glad to have in our office today Kerie Schram. She is the Executive Director of Accelerated Visions. Kerie, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about you and what led you to be part of Accelerated Visions.
So, very interesting story. I worked retail 25 years, and I received a phone call from my brother, and he said, the founder of our company is looking for an executive director, and they have a nonprofit, and they would like to hire you. And I said, I know nothing about nonprofits. And they said, that's fine, you have a heart for people, and you work hard, so we can train you on the rest. So I thought, why not? I can help other people and be able to give back and do something different. And so I signed a 2-year contract, and then I went to work. And so when I met the founder, he said, I want you to do 2 things. And I said, what's that? He said, I want you to change the world, and I want you to run a golf tournament. And I have to tell you, I kind of panicked a little bit. I was like, what did I get myself into here? I know nothing about golf. But if I can do something to change the world, then I'm excited about that. So he wanted me to create programs, and he wanted me to do it to bring in technology for good. They owned a technology company, and it was called Kairos Technologies.
Yeah.
And so he said, look, I understand how hard it is to be out there and being a small business and trying to figure everything out on our own. How can we use technology to help these nonprofits? And so I went out and interviewed some nonprofits, and one thing came constant to me was that we really need help with the back end of our organization. What we see is they have the heart to drive that mission forward, but sometimes what they're missing is the efficiency and effectiveness of the back end. And so I'm like, okay, so let's do that. And the one thing that I had seen working retail is that I would work with talented students that would work for me, and they would come back after college, and I'm like, what are you doing back here? You have a college degree in a field. And they said, we don't have experience to find a job. And so it was like, okay, I knew that was another opportunity.
Yeah.
So we found West Virginia University, and they were doing accelerator projects, and that's what I thought would be a great thing to do, to bring in students, to be able to train them with workforce development, equip them for skills to when they graduate to be able to go out and find a job.
Yeah.
And then help nonprofits to be able to be more effective and efficient on the back end of operations with technology. And so I called the professor and I said, hi, my name's Kerie Schram, I'm with Accelerated Visions. And I said, we'd love to try out a project with you. And they were the first ones to give us an opportunity. And they said, yes, we'd love to do a project with you. One project led to 5 to 10. And then next year, we're already full for the spring, which is incredible. And so we're seeing that the nonprofits really need the help with technology. And so that's what brings me here today.
Wow, wow. Tell us a little bit about Accelerate Visions. What do you do? And also talk to us about some project you do for the nonprofit, right? I mean, for the nonprofit organization.
Yeah, so we've done several really interesting projects. One of them is we're creating a CRM for Bridal Pass, and it's going in and seeing ways that we can integrate a platform that helps them with volunteer management, donor management, equine management, and to be able to understand what their workflows are and to be able to bring that all on one system for them and saving them money at the same time. So that was one of the projects. Another very interesting project is a secure messaging app for a shelter house that women can communicate safely. Another type of tool that we created was an auction platform for a nonprofit that did several live auctions, but they were using pen and paper. And so we were able to help them bring in technology components to help them be more efficient with their live auctions. So those are some of the projects. We've done roadmaps for nonprofits.
Wow.
So helping them to understand where their pain points are and to be able to navigate through that and see where they can be in 5 years. So really try to figure out where they are and then where they want to go.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you're kind of like technical. You help on technical side, and you basically you kind of develop for them the project.
Yes, so the students do so the student teams are like consultants.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go in and assess the organization. They'll get on, it's a lot of it's all virtual. So they'll get on a call with the nonprofit. We'll go through the scope and pain points of the project, and then they really try to figure out where they can plug in and help the nonprofit. And usually that's like a first semester. And then the second semester is integrating whatever tools that they see that they deem necessary to help that nonprofit. So they'll come up with 3 or 4 solutions to be able to share with the nonprofit, and the nonprofit chooses what's best for them, which is either in their budget that can incorporate the tools, and then the students build out whatever is needed.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about from the time you joined them. Is that something you did accomplish and you've been proud of? It might be did happen this year or last year. Something like, maybe it was more of one, but we would love to hear from you. Because you are just amazing. I gotta tell you, you support a lot of organization. It doesn't matter if it is profit or non-profit. So we want to thank you for that, because it is very hard to find good people these days, right? And people who cheer up people and all that. So, but as you as the executive director, what is something like you remember you said, I was so proud I accomplished that?
Well, first, thank you for your kind words. This is very nice. I think when I reflect back at what we've done so far, I just look back and I see, I'll tell you a story. So Leo is one of the students that was on one of our first projects. And when I met Leo on our first project, we have the team, we do a kickoff meeting with the nonprofit. And Leo was quiet, and they're all like, we're all nervous, right? They first meet each other, and so everyone's quiet. And I thought, wow, I hope we all get comfortable and we're able to do great things. And so several weeks we're all comfortable, everyone's talking, and then by the end of the project, the same student in the beginning was leading the project. And then we had him out to our golf tournament, and we had, I want to say we're like 140 golfers in the room. And I'll never forget it, because the room, I couldn't get their attention. Everyone was talking, and so we bring Leo up, and everyone was quiet. And he talked about the impact that the projects made on him as a student, but how he was able to take what he's learned on the projects by connecting with the nonprofit and understanding their needs, and then working with the mentors on how to organize a project, and then taking what he learned and being able to apply that in life. And then fast forward to this year, he came out and spoke again, and he had 2 job offers from New York, one with IBM. And you can't help but feel proud that you were just a small piece of that part of his life. And then to be able also to help these nonprofits be able to do things and have these tools to make them more efficient so that they can help other people.
Yeah, wow, this is great. You already got a job at IBM. It's a great company too.
Yes.
Very well known. Talk to us a little bit about events. I know you do the golf tournament, which is, we support you every year.
Thank you. I know you do.
Support you. So what other event? Can you talk to us about events you do during the year?
So we just typically do the golf tournament is our one event. We keep very busy with our projects. So we have summer projects, spring projects, and fall projects. Mm-hmm. So with that, and because it's one person kind of like running the organization, and we have advisors that also help us, we just do one event a year, so we're able to be able to focus our time on the projects as well as the events. So our golf tournament, usually the funds raised in the golf tournament goes to support Accelerated Visions. And we also like to be able to bring out the nonprofits on that day to be able to show the golfers what the nonprofits are doing in the community, as well as how we're helping the nonprofits in the community.
So how can we help you? Like, can you tell us as a business owner or businesses or anybody wants to volunteer, like how can we help you? How can we part of the organization and help your mission?
Well, thank you for asking. We're always looking for mentors. So if you're someone in business that is interested in helping, which could either have experience as a project manager with some technical experience, that's really what we're looking for to help guide the students on the project. It's typically a 15-hour commitment through a semester, and we work around the mentor's schedule. And it's very rewarding for them to be able to give back.
Absolutely. And how long the semester usually is?
About 15 weeks, so it's about an hour a week. And they meet with the nonprofit teams, and then on a bi-weekly basis they meet with the student team one-on-one to be able to then mentor them and help guide them through the process of the project.
Yeah. Where do you see 2026 for you? What is something you have any goal or any mission you're trying to accomplish in 2026? I know it's this year, it's almost over. I can't believe almost mid-November. What you're having? Any plan or anything like that for 2026?
Yes, I think what we're focusing on next year is the workforce development piece and how can we help the students. The other thing that we're looking to kind of bring in next year is training for some of the, we have students from LCPS that help us with, and they're doing internships with some of the nonprofits. And we're hearing that nonprofits really need help with social media support. So it's getting the nonprofits in contact with LCPS to be able to help the high school students to be able to gain knowledge with marketing, and then trying to develop a standard of operating procedures, maybe like looking at like a folder where that would be shareable with the nonprofit, so then the nonprofit would be set up for success to be able to help guide the intern to help them do marketing for the nonprofit. So we're looking at training videos to incorporate for the nonprofit and for the intern themselves. So then the nonprofit can focus again on their mission, and then the high school student can learn how to do marketing for that nonprofit and network.
Wow. And what ages of students you work with? Is that high school or?
So for the marketing, we work with high school students 16 or older, and then for the more technical projects, it's university students.
That's what I want to say.
Yes.
Involved like the community college or maybe George Mason University, because that's benefit for them.
Absolutely. We're actually, I'm glad you asked, we're bringing on George Mason University this spring, and so they'll be working with us, and we'll be working with their student teams as well, with the nonprofits, and then more projects coming in the fall with them.
That's great. I wish you luck, Kerie, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time today. This is great information. We will share the email and the website where you can be reached if somebody wants to help, or you have any, or someone have any question, or so to see how we can help.
Yes, we would love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kerie.
Thanks.